Hello, welcome to the video produced by me, Cambridge David, in partnership with Yasurga, the leading brand for IELTS training in China. And today we're talking all about fishing. Now, at first you might think this is a horrible topic to be asked about in the IELTS exam. But as you'll see, if we look at the actual questions, it's quite an easy topic. Let's take a look at the first question. Is fishing popular in your country? Well, of course, you don't want to just repeat the word popular, so you need to find some synonyms. For example, fishing is all the rage. All the rage. Everybody's doing it. It's really trendy. Or it's extremely fashionable. Or you can say fishing is really in vogue at the moment. It's in vogue. Or perhaps it's a hot topic. Everybody's talking about it. All of these things mean that it's fashionable. But what about if it's unfashionable? Well, then you could just say that it's unfashionable or that it is a niche hobby or a niche sport, meaning that not many people do it. And because of that, it is quite obscure. It's obscure. It's hard to find it in your country. Now, two little phrases that you can add here. You could use the phrase, if truth be told. If truth be told. And that means that I'm going to be really honest with you. So, if truth be told, fishing is a bit obscure. I don't know anybody who goes fishing. Or you could say, contrary to popular opinion. Contrary to popular opinion. And that means that the reality is different from what people normally think. So, in the UK, most people think that football is the most popular sport. But contrary to popular opinion, it's actually fishing. So that's how to answer the first question. Let's take a look at the second one. Now here we have another do you like question. You often see these in part one. Do you like eating fish? Now, of course, you could just say, I love eating fish. I adore it. I'm a big fan of. But you need to say something a little bit more. So, for example, I love eating fish. Fish is so tasty. It's delicious. It's mouth-watering. Mouth-watering. Or just, it's yummy. It's yummy. But what about if you don't like fish? Well, then you need to say something like, not really. To be honest, I find fish a bit bland. Bland. Bland means boring, without much taste. It's the opposite of spicy. So you could say, I find fish a bit bland. You could add what type of fish you like. So I adore salmon. And I also really like cod, two types of fish. Or you could say when you like to eat fish. So for example, whenever I go to my grandmother's house, I love to eat fish because she cooks it so well. Or you can say that it's your signature dish. That's a lovely phrase. It's your signature dish. And that means it's the food that you cook better than anything else. So everybody knows you because of the fish. It's your signature dish. And that's how to answer the second question. Let's take a look at the third question. Question 3 asks, have you ever been to a place where there are a lot of fish? And here the challenge is to avoid saying yes or no. So think about where you might have seen fish. Maybe at an aquarium, perhaps on a school visit. Maybe you live near a river or the sea or a lake or even the ocean where there would be lots of fish. Maybe it was at the fish market in your city. Or maybe you live near the coast, so you saw all the fishing boats coming into the harbour with lots of fish on them. Or maybe you just like going to seafood restaurants and there are always lots of fish on the menu there. When you've told the examiner where it was, mention when it was. So it could be many years ago. Many years ago, I was on a boat on the ocean and I saw a lot of fish. Or maybe it was in the dim, distant past. In the dim, distant past. That means it was so long ago, I can't remember. Or maybe it was just last summer. And then say, how did you feel when you saw the fish? They were beautiful. In the ocean, they were beautiful. Or maybe if it was a group of sharks, maybe they made you scared or afraid. Or maybe in a restaurant, they just made you hungry. One final tip. What do we call a group of fish? Well, a group of fish are called a school of fish. Absolutely true, a school of fish. Let's take a look at the last question. This asks, have you ever seen any movies with lots of fish? And there are several that come to mind. There are the action-adventure films like Jaws or The Meg. Or maybe you think about the old children's animated film Finding Nemo. Whichever film you choose, you need to describe it. For example, it was amusing, it was hilarious, it was inspiring, it was exciting, or maybe the movie was scary. Don't forget, the movie was scary, I was scared. Don't get them confused. And then you need to say what you particularly liked about the movie. For example, the scenery was stunning, or maybe the special effects were extremely well done, or perhaps the lead actor was very believable or credible, and that made you enjoy the film. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and that now you know how to answer the IELTS question about fishing. Join me again soon for another video with me, Cambridge David.